So I almost forgot that this happened. This is where this morning, where the Money in the Bank, the newest ones from the previous video, I mentioned the Randy Orton and the Brock Lesnar cards were going to be not revealed, but the contracts are going to be revealed. Almost missed it, but I managed to also catch myself just beforehand. As you can see, the Road to Glory reveal, which is there for the SummerSlam cards. Obviously, we know that Finn Balor, no longer the Universal Champion, is going to be the main person for it. What you guys are probably wondering more importantly as to what the individual SummerSlam card is, as you can see, which is the, well, I'm not sure just because if he's Irish or not, there's a connection there, but Sheamus is, and Sheamus isn't a great card, but I'm sure for a lot of people it's going to be a pro, and that's a good thing at the moment because pros are pros, especially when it comes down to Money in the Bank. Now, for any of you who watched yesterday's, you would have noticed that obviously there is no face cam, and that's because I'm away at the moment, so content is kind of in between. It's either going to be in droves, or it's going to be not necessarily at all going to be coming out, especially during Road to Glory. And because of the new Money Bank rewards, I'm going to have to grind for those. So you may see me on and off in terms of activity. Although what I did want to do is just introduce today's host, who is the person who's going to be sitting up in the webcam, because I don't have a face at the moment. Well, I do, or don't I? I'm looking in the mirror, I think I've got a face. Up in the webcam section is going to be our special guest for today. I can't believe I'm actually doing this, but whatever. Someone suggested this on Twitter, so I thought it'd be a great idea, although I'm probably going to be instantly regretting it. The guest host for today is going to be Harambe, because Dick's out and stuff. Yeah. I was able to get myself another pro, yeah, I know, crazy, and it's actually a compatible tag arrow as well for my most recent King of the Ring. I was in a King of the Ring with, it looked like pretty much mostly humans, so I was obviously thinking to myself that I didn't have much of a chance, but obviously those pros are pretty much invaluable. There was one guy, I had no idea how he managed to lose. He actually had a pro, Seth Rollins. I'm not going to show you the actual game on screen, but yeah, he basically lost to Mordecai, and it was possibly the most unluckiest thing I've seen ever. Quite crazy that he managed to get kicked out in the end, because it was literally just down to pretty much divas, and that was about it. And the other guy didn't have like all the pros like Sasha and Becky. And King Tut Bay was the last guy that I went up against. Now I get myself my SummerSlam card here and WrestleMania card for winning this King of the Ring. But yeah, I didn't expect what was about to happen. Got myself a pro, and well, it kind of made everything a little bit better after revealing it. It was, of course, Kevin Owens. If anyone who on Twitter actually guessed, yes, they got it right. Kevin Owens is a great pro. He's one of the top cards in the tier, the top 6 cards in the tier. And the other thing that's great about him is obviously Brock Lesnar, who's one of the Money in the Bank cards for the SummerSlam cards, is a up arrow as well. And obviously you've got Randy Orton, who is a right arrow as well. So as long as I get those 2 pros, I pretty much got a compatible tag across the board in Exhibition, and some pretty awesome cards there, which makes my 3rd SummerSlam pro. And then I also get the face that runs the place. Well, not sure if he is now after SummerSlam, after AJ beat him clean. But the fact of the matter is that John Cena was my WrestleMania card. I was more happy, as you can imagine, with my combinable Kevin Owens, which I then stuck into Money in the Bank, and I've pretty much trained him up just by grinding Money in the Bank on its own. So going from there, basically that's my deck for Road to Glory. I have pretty much got 2 SummerSlam Pros free incoming. I've also got the Money in the Bank cards if I can grind for them, which we're about to find out what the contracts are on those. And I pretty much put in those 2 Kevin Owens into there so I can train them up. Although I think by the time it gets to Road to Glory tomorrow, I would imagine that I'd have already pro'd Kevin Owens. I'll just basically be leveling up his pro stats as well. I'm ordering another King of the Ring, actually, of a couple other guys. Next thing we find out is the Money in the Bank contracts. I came out of the game, it had 14 seconds to go, and literally went straight back into it almost immediately, and boom, there popped up Randy Orton and Brock Lesnar. Over 9,000 contracts to get a single one of those Money in the Bank cards. And then you got the Kevin Owens below. Now, people have said to me on Twitter, are you mad? Because someone had actually guessed that I got Kevin Owens. They're like, are you mad that you got Kevin Owens and now you got yourself a pro Kevin Owens? It's like you can get from Money in the Bank. Honestly, I probably won't go for this Kevin Owens. I probably will leave it for the next one because the event card's probably more important. Some people are going to go for the Kevin Owens. Just to clarify on the limits here, it's a maximum of 2 per card. So you've got 2 between Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, and also Kevin Owens. So you can get 6 cards in total. if you want to go that crazy, but let's be real, you're probably not going to go that mad because there's other cards going to be incoming. And my suggestion would be is unless you definitely need one of those Kevin Owens, I would hold back those contracts and wait till the next Money in the Bank. It definitely seems that this is a way or the route which WWE SuperCard is going to be going down in the future with regards to keeping Money in the Bank going on a regular basis. And you're going to see me play a bit of Money in the Bank here with the singles to level up the cards that I've got, and I'm doing this a lot actually. I'm filled up pretty much all SummerSlam cards, some partially leveled, sometimes using the event cards like the Finn, for example, and what I choose to be my first Money in the Bank, because as you can see here, I'm actually getting more contracts because I was about 40 contracts short of getting myself my first Money in the Bank from the SummerSlam cards that were available. So in a nutshell, I had to grind myself a little bit of time to get myself the Money in the Bank card, which I chose. Now, which one was I going to choose? Randy, or was I going to choose myself a Brock Lesnar? Well, that is something that I was going to find out very, very, very soon. But let me know what you think in the comment section below about the additional contracts you're going to need to get these cards. I think maybe it's a little bit too low compared to previous efforts, but that's just my opinion. It potentially could be a little bit higher, I think, because you got to think about it. There's going to be a lot of guys who are just waiting. In fact, I've already seen 2 people on Twitter already who have got themselves both Brock Lesnar's and both Randy Orton's, and they are literally training them up now. One I've actually seen the final stats for, and it does look pretty insane. And overall, the cards kick ass. They are better. We're talking 12 or 13,000 overall total stats here, and it is absolutely mind-boggling why these cards. I don't know whether Cat Daddy have got a plan for this, but the cards are way overstated compared to the others. You used to be able to beat in previous tiers with good tags and event cards, certain cards in previous tiers in Season 1, for example. You could have an event card from Survivor tier matched with a event card or a normal card from the same tier. Put those two together and it could beat, let's say, a WrestleMania card if you're Survivor. And that was something you used to be able to do, but not in Season 2. But I decided to choose my first Money in the Bank card. I'm actually growing now about 3,000 or 4,000 contracts. I decided to go for Randy Orton. The reason I went for Randy Orton is because Finn Balor is a left arrow, Randy Orton is a right arrow, which means there's a compatible tag there. Makes total sense for me to go for Randy Orton at the moment, given it's going to take me probably about a week or so to get myself enough contracts to get myself the Brock Lesnar as well. Although, just to clarify, you guys don't have to rush it. You can just take your time, relax. But I decided to grab myself that Randy Orton first of all. I think the card looks fantastic. Brock Lesnar's is just as good, but I preferred to go with the one that gave me the tag, even though I've got Kevin Owens. The 2 event cards are just such a much better tag than the others. I have a look at some of the images here for you. I personally am a fan of the common card, the legendary, and the ultra rares. The others, there's either something or the background color or the rim color around the outside of the outside of Orton just doesn't kind of make it go. I'm not a fan of the Survivor Orton because he's got the shadow, from Season 1, because he's got the shadow behind him. There's just a lot of things that some of the cards just don't kind of match those, but the common and the legendary, the ultra rare, personally are my favorites because those are some of my favorite images in the game anyway. And I've never really been a card that's kind of done the common card justice in terms of the image it's got on there, apart from this one here. So I'll probably be using that once I get myself the Pro. Let me know which of the Money in the Bank cards, if you've got enough credits or got enough contracts, you've gone for in the comment section below, because obviously there's a lot of people who have chosen their first card that they're going to go for. Some have chose Brock because they got themselves a Pro Rusev, which is absolutely fine. Some have gone down the route I've gone to, which is to get themselves a Pro Orton because it does tag with Finn Balor, or they've got themselves, let's say, a Pro Enzo from, let's say, a freebie, and then a Paul they've got, or a King of the Ring they've won. Let me know in the comment section what you got, and also let me know what you got in your most recent King of the Ring. That'd be great to hear from you guys. That's pretty much it for me though, because as you can see there, I've got my Randy Orton. I'm pretty much done. I'm just going to put him into my Money in the Bank deck now so I can train him up. And this is just like a training tip. If you've got a lot or a few WrestleMania cards, a couple of WrestleMania singles, it's definitely worth your time with his full stats there as Randy Orton. Putting in your SummerSlam or your WrestleMania singles in there. Maybe the WrestleMania singles fully leveled up with a couple of Survivor Pros, some SummerSlam cards, and you pretty much have got a deck that's almost unbeatable. Just put a couple of untrained cards in there. and you're pretty much golden. But that's it from me. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel, and also remember to look in the description below for any links to Discord, Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch, and I will see you all soon.